So what is going on, everyone? I'm Boss with you here. Welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to block adult sites on your network devices. This might be at home with your home network or your home internet or your home Wi-Fi. And this is how we're going to go about it. So let's jump right into the video. So first of all, you're going to have to access your router, and in the case if you are on your computer, you're gonna have to just come here to network settings, and then you can change the adapter. So we're looking for, you can just double click here and then details. Then what we're looking for is the default gateway of your router. Okay, first of all, let's test and see, for example, if we go to google.com. Okay, so if we try adult websites, okay, adult. Okay, if we try adult websites here, and then we try, for example, if we try opening this website here, so we can see that it brings up its dirty content that we wouldn't want our kids to be watching. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to access our router, our home router, or your router, or the workplace, or anywhere. What you're going to do is you're going to come here in where we went into back here. We can go back and access it again. So you right click here, then go to open network and internet settings, then go to change adapter options. So if you're using Wi-Fi, you can just double click the Wi-Fi part here, but I'm using an Ethernet cable that enters into my PC. Okay, this method will work on all devices that are connected to the home network, where the Wi-Fi or Ethernet is going to be working. So just double click here on the network that is active, go to details here, and then what we're looking for is going to be the default gateway. So this will be your home router's IP address that you can access it with. Okay, so we have so in my case, so you can see in my case, I'm using a repeater on my computer, but the main router that it's accessing internet from is not right next to me. So what I'm going to do is you can just use this and then log into your router, but I'm going to be using the default gateway of the main router that uses the internet directly where I access the internet from. So I'm going to be entering, press enter. Okay, I'm using it's a Huawei router that we use for internet. So you're gonna have to log in. Depending on what type of router that you're using, you'll have to go to their website and see their default logins. If you can't get their logins, you can contact your internet service providers and ask them for the default passwords for your routers, and then try logging in. Why? Because it's the router that every device at home or your workplace is trying to access. Okay, so this web interface is going to be a little bit slow because we have so many people here. Wi-Fi devices, 17 devices, sorry. You're gonna come down here. So what I'm looking for is the DNS settings, where I can change the DNS settings of my router, of my internet, that it can route through a totally different system that does not allow this type of content to go through. Okay, so what you're going to do, in my case, if you're using the same router, you can do the same specific things, but if you want, you can Google and try see how you can access the DNS settings. So what you're going to be looking for is the LAN option here. Go to the LAN, and I'm going to go to the DHCP server. So if you're looking for this, how to change it, just look for the local area network, which is LAN, and then look for DHCP server. This is where they're going to be providing you with the primary DNS and the secondary DNS. Now, this is the section that you need to change in your router in order to block any adult or own websites. So what you're going to do is you're going to need this website here. I will be putting the links in the description. Why is it not loading? Let me try again. Bluesoft keys. What about, okay, sorry. Okay, let me try refreshing my web browser here. So when we go back to let's go back to our browser. Sorry about that, I had an issue with my internet. So you're going to have to go to this website here. Okay, it's going to load, and then you're going to go to the collections tab here, and then go to the file section. What you're going to need is the tech blog section here. Okay, we're going to use the blocking adult sites tab, and there we go. So you can follow along with this blog here, but what I'm trying to do is to summarize everything into a small video that I'm trying to make. Okay, what you're going to be needing are these numbers here that are called DNS servers. So you can go ahead and select any of these options. So you have the Yandex family DNS, you can select these, you can select these. According to your preference, you can use whatever you want. So going back to our router's IP address, we log in. I say we go to the advanced section, then to the LAN and DHCP server. Okay, as we identify that we need the primary DNS and the secondary DNS, these are the only sections that we need at this moment. What we're going to do is we're going to come down here. I'm going to be using the OpenDNS. So when you load the website that has such dirty content, it's going to route you to a website that looks like this, that this site was categorized in pornography, which is not going to be allowed to go through. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy these numbers here, our first DNS server. Okay, paste it, right click. Okay, after you select this, you're going to right click and then copy. Then come back here into your web interface of the router, then right click and then paste. Okay, when you come back here, also you're going to copy this. You don't need to copy this number 2 here, it's just identifying the first one and the second one. Okay, so you copy this one, right click copy, and then let's go back to our router's web interface and then paste. Okay, here everything's done. What you're going to do is you're going to have to apply these settings. Okay, after the settings are applied, you're going to have to restart this in order to apply the configurations, because right now it's not yet fully applied. So what I'm going to do, so the fact that my router, I cannot access my router at the moment, but in your case, if your router is next to you, you can just plug it out for 10 seconds and then plug it back in. But in my case, it's a little bit far, which I cannot go and do right now. So I'm gonna have to just restart it from here. Okay, when I go to my configurations file page, I'm going to just save and restart everything. So I'm going to have to wait for it to restart. So the fact that I'm using just a repeater, it shows that it's still working, but when we try to go here to maybe google.com, you can see that my main router is restarting. This is why the internet is not going through. The moment it goes through, then my repeater will identify the network and then come back up, and then we shall test the adult site to see whether it is allowed to go through. So we can see down here, my internet has been disconnected. The router is restarting. Okay, now that the router's web interface is back, we can try refreshing and see whether it's being accessed. Let's try logging in as we wait for the internet to come back. Okay, so when we try maybe google.com again and press enter, it's not yet reflecting, but it has to reflect here as internet is coming through. Okay, so when we go back here into our DNS settings, yeah, they've been applied and they're already there. Okay, so we're still waiting for our router here to pick the internet. Okay, so the internet is back, and now we've loaded our Google site here. So we're gonna try saying we're gonna be typing adult, maybe adult websites. Okay, so your kid might be going through all these funny websites and you want to block them. So when we try to go onto the previous website, so you can see that it's trying to tell us that your connection isn't private, and okay, advanced, and okay, continue, it's unsafe. Even when they try to continue whether it's unsafe, the DNS is trying to block them and they're not going to be allowed to go past this part here. So we can see that when they try to go to bypass it, it's going to tell them that this site is blocked due to content filtering. Okay, so Sari has been blocked, your network administrator. So yes, you're the administrator and you've blocked this website. Let's go ahead and try another website here and see whether let's try to check another website here that might be an adult website. Let's try this 18 stuff here and see. Yeah, still it's also going to be blocked. It's also going to be, so when they try to bypass and say continue to that website, and they're telling it it's unsafe. So you can see that it's bringing the privacy error, okay? When you try again, unsafe. Okay, still, the administrator is going to be, the DNS that you've put in your router is going to be blocking any filthy websites that you don't want your kids or anyone to go into. But when we try to go on YouTube, you realize that it's going to be loading everything the way it has to. Okay, so every device that will be connected to the Wi-Fi or to this network that is coming out of this router that you've set up the DNS is not going to be able to access any adult content or any adult websites. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section down below. I appreciate you subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.